Back in December, they transferred out the FBI and U.S. Marshals out of Fairbanks, and they brought in 6 federal agents just for me and the militia. Now, it's their policy, and it's not just something that they kind of let under the rug, it's their written policy that anytime there's a group that might weaken or disturb the powers that be's control over the people, that what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll try to provoke an incident that would then make them appear justified in bringing the whole group down and just disrupting and splintering the whole thing. So that's what they did, and first thing they got to do is they got to start out with a character assassination, because if you kill the man before you kill the name, then you'll just make a martyr. So they started out with that, and that caught us totally by surprise. And then, let's see, I had, I think, 6 or 7 actions going all at the same time, and then they just finished it all off with, I just got a tax audit now. So it's they're really coming at us. Started out with these charges with me and my wife, and then they followed that up with another felony charge of unlawful contact. I got an attorney who's a friend of mine, and he was just baffled. He just didn't. He's like, I don't know what to say. This is not. None of this is typical. I'm kind of confused. I got to call somebody, figure out what happened. None of this is in the ordinary. Now they needed some cooperation to get this showdown on the road. And naturally, if there's a big shootout with me and all of this movement that's picked up all of this momentum, then it would probably fragment and splinter that. But you know what? God took such good care of us this summer, and we should be dead right now if it wasn't for His provision. And like that we read in the Bible just a minute ago before we started, that though your enemies are camped around about you, that He will deliver you, and that you will not be ashamed, and that you cry out to Him. We saw that. Not only did we see it, we felt it in an amazing way. And it wouldn't be right for God to take such great care of us in the face of such horrendous wickedness, and for us to not proclaim the mighty protection that He put all around us. Mm-hmm. There were so many miracles that kept us safe. People at all levels of government broke ranks and risked their own jobs and their own livelihood to help me and Marty. People stuck their neck out there. It got so bad that the Fort Wainwright commander told Marty and I that we could have political asylum on post, because these guys come to town and they're trying to get people to cooperate with this big plan to get a shootout, and they started catching on, and their consciences came through.
There's nothing to do about those guys. Couldn't they kick them out?
No, and even like really high up, powerful people. And this is one of the problems that we've got, Dick. There's this kind of a charade government, but then there's like the boots on the ground real government that's just totally unaccountable.
Well, the question is how many people are in the militia. Kind of goes away from our.
Yeah,
but that's right.
That's okay. There's about 3,500 in the militia in the whole interior. Now there's different levels of active and inactive, and different levels of training, but there's about 3,500 guys. We've been working on this for about 3.5 or 4 years, and the whole goal and purpose of that is defend all, aggress none. The whole idea is to get to know your neighbors, and if things fall apart, then the good Fairbanks folks can pull together and hold it together.
Because it's not a malicious militia.
It's not a malicious militia. No.
Right.
It's.
But there are some of them out.
There definitely are, and there's there's trigger happy cowboys in the militia that we have to kick out, because that's not what this is about. If you're just wanting to keep your family safe and live at peace with people, then this is it for you. But if you're angry and wanting to go pick fights, you're not welcome here. But there's trigger happy cowboys in the federal government too, and you've got these guys in the militia that just want to fight. Not in our militia, because we don't let them stay in there. You've got these guys that just want to fight, and then you got these feds that just want to fight. And there's no point in fighting. If we all just respect each other's rights, then we can all get along and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to aggress anybody, but we're also not going to tolerate any aggression from anybody. I mean, it didn't come to it, but, and I'll say this on, I mean, they got my phones tapped, so they know I'm saying this, so it's nothing new to put out on TV. If there came a time where they were endangering my family, you bet I'd kill those federal agents. And what kind of a father and husband would I be if I wouldn't? Would I sacrifice my family on the altar of submission to the wicked state? No, that would be despicable. We would highly criticize anybody who did that, stood by and watched in history. And we've got to reckon with the fact that that's our time right now. Now, we had those agents, with 3,500 guys, we got tremendous resources at our disposal. And we had those guys under 24-hour surveillance, those 6 trouble causers that came up here from the federal government. And we could have had them killed within 20 minutes of giving the order. But we didn't, because they had not yet done it. And it's not right. They're people too. And they've got just as much ability to repent as anybody else. And there's no sense in it. Now, how they rationalize what they do is between them and God. I don't think it makes any sense.